A little over a year ago, I posted a video called "Does Senator McCain Hate Canada?" And it was in the heat of the campaign, and McCain was on Stephanopoulos' show This Week, where George Stephanopoulos asked him about national health care. And McCain just laughed at the question and said, go to Canada, go to England if you want to see national health care. And there was just such disdain in his voice towards the Canadian system, as it often is with conservatives, that I thought, is it that big of a nightmare in Canada? Is their health care that terrible? So I thought, well, do a video, ask Canadians. And so that's what I did. And in a little over a year, I've had over 37,000 hits on the video. And of those 37,000 people, roughly 1,000 of them have responded to it, which is a 37-to-1 ratio, which is a huge number, which tells me that, people are really interested in this subject. And of those 1,000 people, 750, 75% were Canadians. And almost to a man, they said, no, we would not switch with the Americans if we had the chance. They really like their system, particularly because they don't live in fear of getting sick or injured. I heard that over and over again from them. I did hear a few complaints about people who had needed operations on something like their knees, which could be put off, and they had to wait a long time for it, or occasionally somebody had a catastrophic illness, which the Canadian healthcare system didn't want to pay for whatever reason. It's very complicated. But occasionally, Canadians with the money would come to the United States for treatment. But overwhelmingly, like 99% said, we like our system, even though it's got some warts with it, and we would not trade with you guys for anything. And in fact, the biggest complaints I heard about the Canadian system came from Americans, most of whom had no experience with it whatsoever. And the one thing that they kept saying over and over again was taxes, taxes, taxes. I don't want my taxes raised for any kind of healthcare system. I have healthcare, leave it alone. Okay, so the most moving stuff I heard came from Canadian physicians, many of whom were trained in the United States in our medical schools. So these guys had experience in both systems. And to a man, they said they prefer the Canadian system. They don't want to practice medicine in the United States. We've got to change everything now from the ground up. And Americans don't want to live in fear of getting sick or injured. So, like it or not, politicians, healthcare reform is coming. It's a speeding train coming right at you, and you can either step to the side and hitch a ride with it, or you could just stand there on the tracks and get run over by it. And if you survive, it's going to necessitate a rather long hospital stay, but at least you'll get to experience the new healthcare system firsthand.